I don't know if the first one or the second one was better, but here are the live reactions. I really don't think I've ever been more nervous to start a book in my entire life. Because the last one just ended too happy. And I know that some fuckery is going to happen at some point, but I don't exactly know what. And that's the thing, right? Oh, fuck. So they're doing a victory tour halfway between the annual Hunger Games. And all the people are coming back like Cinna, who I love with my whole heart. Oh, no. They make her go to the other districts and look at the families of the kids that she killed? Oh, that makes me uncomfy. You know, after watching the movie, I can't read the word Gale without picturing Liam Hemsworth now. They made Gale her cousin. I don't like that. Yeah, no wonder he's pissed off. They made the only girl he's ever loved into his unfuckable cousin. Speaking of angry men, President Snow is in her house. Oh, God. See, it's one of those scenes where you gotta sit up. What does he want? And another thing, you know, they shouldn't be punished for going against that bullshit and two of them winning. Do you have any idea how much more fun the Hunger Games would be if every single year it was two people teaming up together? The cool new situations you could get yourself in, like one luring other people to a place and then the other person like waiting in a tree ready to fucking murder them. Like that's the whole point of this thing, isn't it? Ratings, views. I don't like President Snow. And I know that's not exactly the most unique take of the century, but he comes to Katniss's house. He effectively threatens her life until her mom walks in with tea and cookies, and suddenly he's fucking Santa Claus. She leaves again, he threatens to kill Gale. But that's the brilliance of his character because he's clearly calculated, but he's also deranged, so you don't know what he's going to do. Her and Gale kissed. Nice. I completely forgot that they're going to have to mentor new people. What happens with Haymitch? Do they like team up together? But I don't like this quarter quell thing, the thing that happens every 25 years. Oh, because it means there's going to be some fuckery. I mean, now I just feel really bad for Peeta. Because I stand by that he was pretty useless in the last book, but now he's got one leg and the girl that he loves, he knows doesn't love him. And he's the one with the heartbreak who has to go through this whole circus show and pretend that everything's fine. Man, that sucks. And now Haymitch says that she has to marry Peeta, so kind of sucks for both of them. Rue's name has been said over a dozen times in the first 50 pages, and honest to God, that is shit. I had to read about her dying. I had to watch her die. I had to watch her dad revolt. Bruh, like, leave this in the past. I don't want it. I'm trying to like Peeta. I swear to God I am. I actually think he's a really nice guy. And as wounded as he is, he's playing his part extremely well. But his favorite color's orange? Orange. Nobody's favorite color is orange. This victory tour that they're on is the craziest thing I've ever read. Ever. It is essentially a promenade where they show up, give a speech, and the crowd goes, "Here are gifts. Thank you for killing our children." And I'm not saying in an insane, backwards-ass world that they live in that this wouldn't happen. I'm asking, why is it happening? If there was ever a way to stop the happiness short, it would be doing what they're doing right now. Because if you killed my children and you show up and you expect gifts or money or food or whatever else, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to plot an assassination of you. Kind of just figured that like maybe somebody else would have done that by now. I'm starting to like Peeta. He did just kind of assist in getting a man killed by giving away a month of their salaries every year. But he didn't know. Something really bad is about to happen. No lead up, no festivity whatsoever. Peeta gets down on a knee and he proposes. Like it's a part of the plan. They tell us ahead of time it's going to happen. But I don't have the ability to be happy. No, nobody does. Except the people in the Capitol. People in the Capitol are happy. Caesar Flickerman's happy. I'm distraught. Probably similar to the way Peeta and Katniss are. Because I know that something is going to happen. An uprising is going to start. Somebody's going to get killed. You know, you're supposed to empathize with the characters, but when Peeta and Katniss are just out of their minds sad, hugging each other at night, sneaking into bed together, just trying to keep some semblance of their sanity. And I'm supposed to get riled up for a wedding? And now President Snow has showed up to congratulate him, so I'm sure that's going to be really heartfelt. I might regret some of the previous statements I had made about Gale. At some point in the future, not right now. And if or when that time comes, I think the thing that's really important to remember is everyone grows and learns. You can really only make decisions with the information that you have at the time. And this isn't about anyone or anything or book or character in particular. Just life. Just thought I'd interrupt this story with a nice little message about maybe how to remember things when you are maybe or maybe not proven right or wrong about something. At the end of every single chapter of this book, I am filled with a dread that I really don't know how to put into words. I don't know when the last time you read this series was, but Suzanne Collins leaves chapter endings exclusively for the worst things known to mankind. If you see one of these breaks where a page just ends, you can almost guarantee yourself that the last words are either going to be somebody dying or in line to be killed. Hello, allow me to read you some bullshit. Page 117, after Gale has been caught killing a turkey. Katniss is thinking about what it would mean to lose him, and this is what we end up with. It is so real and immediate that it chokes me. Gale is mine, I am his, anything else is unthinkable. Pick a lane. I'm fine. You want me to get attached to Peeta and them end up together? I'm completely fine with that. I'm open to it. I'm moldable. I am water, like Bruce Lee. You want to end up with Gale? End up with Gale. God knows Miley Cyrus didn't do it for him, but don't make me snip, 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 snip.
You've no idea the physical toll the 3 vasectomies have on a person.
It's exhausting. Not 7 seconds later, Katniss has fallen asleep, holding Gale's hand. And she wakes up to the fresh smell of bread, and do you know who's standing there looking at him? Peeta. Why are you doing this to me? There's a lot that's happened, and to be honest with you, I don't know what to do with it. There's a new head peacekeeper. Capitol's trying to starve them to death. They burn down that general area where people sell shit. Katniss leaves and finds some runaways from District 8. They imply, but don't give you too much information, that there may be a whole load of people that are going to back her in a rebellion that doesn't even exist yet. Also implication that District 13, still alive, living underground, apparently with some nukes. And Katniss, quite frankly, does the extremely logical thing, pats them on the back, gives them some food, and says, good luck with that, with your dreams and your hopes. And where we're currently at is she heads back to her house and is locked out of the gate because it's buzzing for the first time ever with electricity. And, I do find it really odd that the books that I am most attracted to, because I am enjoying this a lot, I want to keep reading it, are also the ones that fill me with such existential dread and anxiety. And you always have to ask yourself when you're reading, like, what more could go wrong? And the answer here is not a lot. And that's the genius, right? Because it's what's going to keep me reading. That question of who is going to die next. They're about to announce the third quarter quell, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be some absolute bullshit, so I'm going to record that. Crazy how I was right. And right on track. You see the little blank page? What does this say right here? This says, I am going back into the arena. I'm not sold. I don't think they go back into the arena. I think that this rebellion is going to happen before then. I have no basis for that belief. I cannot imagine reading a whole nother book of people murdering each other. And if that's what this turns into... Without question, I just read the most intriguing chapter of any of these books yet. And it's the one where Peeta and Katniss watch the tapes from Haymitch being in the arena. I don't know why, but I expected him to be a lot different. Quite frankly, he seems a lot like the way he is now, just masked in alcoholism. He's as cunning as we thought he was, but not completely ruthless. He has a heart. And now Katniss is intrigued about how she can use who her teammates are to her advantage. And something about that just lit a fire in me for this. And another thing, how fucked is this wedding? Either the wedding happens before, which I don't think that it does, and the two get married and then go into the games where only one of them is allowed to live. Fucked. Or is there this thing where they're like, oh, don't worry, it'll happen after. After what? One of them dies? It sounds like there has to be a resolve to this somewhere because President Snow is the one publicly pushing this. Well, I don't like that. All right, it's been a couple days of training, right? And surprise to us, they're friends. Everyone's all happy and chummy and telling jokes and they like each other. What now? I don't believe that they're going to go into the arena and all try and kill each other. I think that they're going to band together and rebel. Rebel against what? I have no idea. They're going to be locked in a dome together. I don't know. I just don't see them trying to kill each other. One of them is 89 years old. You know all that energy I had 30 minutes ago when I was excited about Katniss being excited about her team? Wanting to know more about Haymitch and Peeta and what they could do together to get one of them out alive. That has been zapped from me like an energy vampire attacked me. Because they're the two dumbest people in the world. And they are meant for each other in that respect. I mean, good for Gale getting out of there. If you're going to be as dumb as either Katniss or Peeta, you really should end up with somebody who's an equal. What do they do? What am I talking about here? I'm talking about how they both decided on their own to piss off the game makers to the umpteenth degree. And even though every single person in the games wants to partner with them, they were like, nah, we're good. And it's like, holy shit, I know that I talk about Haymitch's drinking a lot, but I got to bring it up again because I would drink if I was Hay. I am drinking. This is a goblet of iced wine. I don't know if you can hear that. This is the result of who they are as people. I don't know why it's so sad that her prep team are showing signs of being humans, but seeing them cry over her potentially losing her life is I don't know, it's humanizing, but it's heartbreaking. Cinna is still the world's best person, and I love him with my entire heart, and I hope we get a nice goodbye scene with him. It hasn't been 5 minutes, and Cinna has done something that's going to get himself killed. I'm being serious right now. Is he going to die? Anyone but him. Anybody can die except him, and I would be able to handle it. Is Peeta a genius? No, I just told you guys he's stupid as hell. And I meant it when I said it too. So is this Haymitch? He goes out there, he tells them that they're married and that she's pregnant. What the fuck? Bread Boy doesn't know what sex is, does he? I'm only going to say this if you don't tell Gale, but I'm starting to like Peeta. Although I stand by, I don't think he's smart enough to come up with this on his own. Sorry. Don't mean to offend your precious baker. They attacked Cinna and they made her watch. This fucking bullshit book. The 75th Hunger Games have begun and she's standing on a platform surrounded by water, and I am so confused. There's like 120 pages left. 1, is that enough time for a full Hunger Games? 2, why is it still going on if everyone thinks she's pregnant? Oh my god, the anxiety is back. And when does it stop? When does it stop? There's a better question out there. When do I get answers? I don't know if we're supposed to trust Finnick or not, but I don't. And I'm going to put an image on screen of what I picture him as in my head. I don't know if it's accurate in the slightest, but it's just the vibe that I get. Oh, well, that didn't last long. Katniss trusts him less than I do. I mean, I don't like any of this. I thought that they were going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I thought everybody was going to be friends and try to team up against the Capitol. And that is not going to happen. I hereby apologize about all the things I said about Finnick. I have no idea what his motivators are, but kind of a good dude. There are few things that I love more in this world, more than truly creative writing. To go from the creepy feeling of watching a Jordan Peele movie while what's-her-name was walking around on the beach yelling TikTok, to figuring out that the whole arena is a clock. I didn't even do anything. I'm just an observer, and I feel like I was the talent scout that found Shakespeare. Loved it. Loved it. I don't understand how any of this works. People start screaming in the forest. The people turn out to be the voices of Prim and other people. Gale. They find the source. It's a Jabberjay. The things that hear things and then repeat them. So you're telling me that the Capitol went out to all of these people's homes and were like, hey, we have an idea. Like if you're chosen for the games, you're a participant. That doesn't mean your family's a participant. So they're just mindlessly torturing people? Well, they mindlessly kill people, so I don't know why this is the thing stumping me, but I'm not on board. I don't think it makes sense. Oh, well, never mind. Forget everything I just said. 2 pages later, this whole thing basically says none of it was true. I feel right now as dumb as they are. You're really going to tell me that Peeta wore a locket into the arena that has Katniss's mom's, sister, and Gale's faces in it? That is the most diabolical thing that could have happened. Imagine before the games start, you're sitting there going, how do I ensure that the woman that I love leaves me? How fucked in the head do you have to be? He has been wearing Gale's face around his neck for 2 days. It's great writing. I don't want you to think that I don't think it's great writing. I'm just frustrated. It's just in the only alone time they've had this entire time, they have used it to have a depression off. A series of ever-increasing sad statements to see which one of them is going to allow the other one to be killed. And I really don't know who won this exchange, because Peeta used the fake baby thing and was like, you're going to be a great mother. But then Katniss in her head, because she's the one speaking, was like, if any one of us needs to be a parent, it should be him. Which is like really true. Oh, and I almost forgot about the thing where they're all trying to protect Peeta, but Katniss doesn't know why. And I don't know why. And I don't think Peeta knows at all that anything's happening. Do you see that right there? That is 21 pages, which is all that's left of this book. And they're still in the arena. Which means that there's going to be 21 pages of absolute mayhem up ahead. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I do a little bit. Johanna stabbed Katniss, but that was to get the tracker out of her arm, I think. Same thing happened to Beetee, but then they hit Beetee over the head and put a knife in his hand? No, wrong. He put the knife in his hand. He was going to stab the thing and commit suicide for the sake of getting out of the dome. I think the whole thing was a lie about the sand and the water and the wire. All of a lie. They were going to direct it at the dome to bring it down, but they didn't tell Katniss and Peeta. My main concern now is who's good and who's bad, because I do think at least 5 of them are good. Katniss, Peeta, Joanna, Mermaid Man, and Beetee. Not a clue in hell about the others.
This was mean. Look, a lot of the Peeta and Gale stuff is played up for the camera. I'm sure you know that. But as a legitimate question, how am I supposed to pick between the two in the current situation? Peeta and Katniss have had a wonderful relationship in the arena, and now that it is over, he is in the hands of the Capitol, and he's going to be tortured for information that he doesn't have, which, as Katniss points out, is the exact ending that he would choose. And while Noble is frustrating as fuck, and then in the last 2 pages, Gale shows up. And yeah, I know, Katniss, unreliable narrator. I don't know how much of this is true, but Gale claims to have gotten her family out. He is still the warrior on the ground that isn't shaking and backing down from the shit. That's all the information I have right now. He has been the emotional rock for her with the slight little thing where he was like, you know, he's mad about Peeta. I get it. And he rebels a little bit and fights with Katniss. Just for the record, Peeta does the exact same thing like 3 chapters earlier. It's not a romance thing. Just like them as people, they're both doing exactly what they were always going to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel bad for Peeta, and I don't know what to think about Gale. All these fucking people going like, are you still Team Gale? It's like, what has Gale done to not be Team Gale? Yeah, granted, Peeta has done a lot to be Team Peeta. But right now you're asking me like, Stefan or Damon. And it's like, well, Damon's killed a lot of people, snapped her brother's neck and killed the varsity coach, compelled, I'm pretty sure, a 17-year-old Caroline when they were sleeping together, which is like not a good look. I don't think you could put that on TV today. Stefan was the Ripper of Monterey. You can look at this and go, yeah, Stefan's the nice guy. They both have their faults. I don't care who she ends up with, legitimately. I want them all to be happy. Finnick could not have been more wrong about him. He sacrificed so much shit trying to keep Peeta alive. Maybe he should end up with Katniss. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know who to root for other than against the Capitol. I'm against the Capitol. Where's Senna? If I just open the next book and he's just like, oh yeah, he died, I will start my own uprising. Peeta's already down 1 limb. How many more can they take? Holy fuck, District 13 exists. In conclusion, I know less than I did when I started this book. And we'll hopefully find out more in the next one.